Oh, sorry. So excited. Alright, folks. How you guys doing today? Welcome back to Four Corners of the Galley. I'm your host, PBO. And if you're with me today, you're joining me in another edition of our throwback movie review. And this is Ryan Coogler Week. And we're hitting you with a little bit of that Creed, folks. Woo-hoo! Creed. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, folks. This is the sequel or spinoff to the Rocky franchise made famous by Mr. Sylvester Stallone. And let me tell you, right off the back, just so we get everything out of the way so you understand where I'm coming from, I rate this movie a 5 out of 5. This movie is absolutely phenomenal. I don't care what anyone says. You guys want to debate about it? Let's debate about it. This movie to me is the perfect, I'm telling you, the perfect end piece to Rocky 4. Rocky 5 should never exist. Rocky Balboa, that's cool. But this movie comes right after Rocky 5. This takes all of the amazing elements from the Rocky movie, brings it back, and then Mr. Coogler finds a way to blend it with the new school way of boxing, of Philly, of everything else, and precisely give you this beautiful boxing movie. Holy man. Coogler knocks it out of the park in his second movie out the gate in his directorial. Let me tell you, the jump that this man makes from Fruitvale Station, a very small couple location movies, to a ginormous action piece and drama that takes one of the most iconic characters ever in Rocky and puts him in the perfect role and spins it off to where you believe that this is Adonis' Creed's son, Apollo Creed's son, Adonis Creed. Holy mackerel, this man does it to a T. Mr. Coogler, so far, you are building a legacy. Man, this movie Creed. So let's just start it off. So the concept of this movie is Apollo Creed, before his death, had an affair with another woman and had a child, Adonis Creed. This kid, Adonis Creed, is actual Michael B. Jordan. So the story starts off where it shows you this jail facility and it shows this fight happening. And you see this young kid and this other kid just beating each other up. In comes Rashida Rashad. Oh man, if I don't get her name right. Phyllis Rashad, I'm so sorry, from fame of Cosby Show, fabulous actress, comes in and is playing the wife of Apollo Creed, and she adopts Adonis Creed. The next thing you see is him jumping forward and him being basically a full-grown adult, and he's boxing in Mexico against other fighters trying to get his name up. And you're like, what the heck is going on? He then jumps forward to where it shows him at work, living a regular life, just trying to figure it out. And he goes to the Delphi studio, which is basically the studio that Apollo built for his father built. And he's got his father's trainer's son now runs it, and he's well known, and he tries to go in there and get a fight, and he tells him no one's going to train you because your father died for this. So basically everyone's protecting him because his father was Apollo Creed, who died in the ring in Rocky 4, so that's why they're all protecting him. And then this great scene happens where he jumps in the ring and challenges anybody to a fight. And this is when you get the first thing that I know that this man is doing something different and so unique that I've never seen. He shows this guy that goes, yeah, I'm in for it. And the next thing you see is this boxer, and then he brings up this sweet stat sheet like out of a la ESPN, and it shows this guy's ranks, how many fights he's been, his nickname. Oh, just so beautiful. And he does it for every single boxer. I think it's just a little cherry on top that he does. It's so pretty done. And then he uses real boxers in these boxers' role, minus Michael B. Jordan, and it's just flawless. The brutality that he shows in these boxing matches is unmatched at any level in a boxing movie. I mean, the boxing that he brings into this movie is so great. You could see the pain and the anguish in every swing and fight. It mimics the original Rocky, where Rocky is giving his all. It is just beautifully, beautifully done. So then he realizes that no one's going to train him in LA, so he goes to Philly to go find Rocky. And this is when this story takes a great turn. So he goes and finds Rocky. They have this playful banter that they go back and forth. And Rocky's trying to figure out who this kid is. And he tells him, like, look, Rock, I'm going to be here in town. If you ever want to come train me, just come meet me at your gym and we'll go there. So Rocky, blows the kid off. And then eventually Rocky shows up. And they start to work together. And then Rocky becomes the perfect Mickey to this young boy's Creed. I mean, it is the perfect role set up for Rocky. You get to be now the legend training the young kid who is the son of your best friend. It's phenomenally done. And then the banter between Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone is so phenomenal. I mean, Ryan Coogler nailed it so well that he got Sylvester Stallone to get an Academy Award nomination out of this, because he pulls a Rocky out of him that you've never seen. The perfect old man Rocky role. I mean, it is done beautifully well. And then it does the perfect boxing movie. It does the montages, the training, does the setup, and then you get to this point where one of the other guys who runs a gym, son, is a great boxer. They show his stats, Leo, and they end up they're going to start to have a match against each other. So now Rocky and Creed have a goal that they're going to meet. The other thing that Coogler does so amazingly well that I don't know where he took it from, but it has so much Scorsese in him, is the blend of music to dialogue is so beautifully done. The way he places the music in and then switches to dialogue and then places the music in, it really drives the scene forward. You can tell the passion and the love that Coogler has in filmmaking and really wanting to bring this ultimate story to life. It is just phenomenally done. So you got Rocky training this young kid, Creed, and they're both training each other. They come to this fight. Lo and behold, they give him a couple of moves, and Creed wins. Fantastic. Knocks him out with this great hit. I think it's the second or third round. Takes him down. Now he's got his name. But at this time, he's only going under the name Johnson because he doesn't want the name to go out, because he's trying to make his name on the own. All of a sudden, TMZ gets a hold of it. Everyone knows that he's Creed, and now he's Adonis Creed. So what that does is that helps out with this other boxer who, during this time, they're telling about this other main heavyweight, and he has an altercation with one of the top guys in the league where he clocks him in the jaw and breaks the other guy's jaw, so the match gets canceled. Well, this top guy is actually going to go to jail, and he needs another fight. So they go to Rocky, and they get together and basically set up a Creed versus this champ fight. Now, in reality, this could happen because the name alone will get you to the top. So I love how the story is very realistic, and you could truly believe something like this happen in the future. I mean, name alone will get you to the top. Hello, we have some people running the country now based on name alone. So that's how it happens. So I fully believe this story could happen. And in the way they do this training montage, this is to me was where Ryan Coogler takes it to another level, because this is also written by him and another individual, but he also directs this. And when he hits you with the Rocky cancer at the same time of training, this is when you knew that Coogler took it to another level. He throws that curveball in there. Instead of just making it a straightforward boxing movie and really thing, it's more of this beautiful coming-of-age movie for Adonis Creed, because it is truly a coming-of-age movie of him learning who he is, learning his namesake, and then honoring his namesake and striving for it. Then you got the story of Rocky, the old beaten-down guy who now becomes the mentor, who's now working with the kid, and then the relationship between the two of them. Oh, phenomenally done. The other thing I don't want to miss out on this is the love interest. They give Adonis a love interest when he moves to Philly. He meets this young lady at the bottom of his apartment, played by Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson, to me, steals every scene she's in. She plays this beautiful singer who's actually going deaf, and she kills this role. The human element that Ryan brings into all of his movies that really lands the main star and puts him in his place and really makes the woman the control. It just beautifully done. Just absolutely beautiful done. Tessa Thompson kills this role phenomenal. So basically, they're training for this big fight, and they get to this big fight, which goes to London, and it's beautifully done. Ryan Coogler takes the time and effort to really splice in true ESPN highlights and clips and shows, and do like an HBO documentary to really show you that he takes this boxing movie to another level that no one else has done, where he splices in real life people focusing on his fictional characters who are actually folklore characters because of the history. So he just beautifully blends. I'm telling you, he finds a way to mix old school and new school so well, it is ridiculous. So then you get to the ultimate pendulum of the fight, and the way he shows this boxing match, I haven't seen shown in any boxing movie ever. And I love boxing movies. One of my favorite movies is Diggstown, which is an old classic 90s movie starring James Wood and Louis Gossett Jr., where it's one man trying to fight 20 boxers in this town for gambling. Hilarious, great gambling / movie. Check it out. But the way that he does boxing in this movie, the pounding, the fist, the back and forth, the blood, what he shows, the pavement, the stitchman, the eye, it is, woo! I mean, it gives you every single thing you ever wanted to see in a boxing movie. He puts it right there for you. And then I don't want to ruin how it ends, but it does honor and basically mimic the original Rocky. Then you think that's over, and he goes a step further and even embellishes on the Rocky career and gives Rocky that main Rocky moment at the end. I mean, it's just phenomenal. One other scene I don't want to forget about that I love the most is that Rocky always had that great moment where he runs it through Philly and he runs up the stairs and he's jumping up and down and he's doing this thing. I love that they give Creed his moment, but the new school style where he runs around and grabs all the young kids. They're on their motorbikes and their scooters and they're flying down the thing, and he's got this great with the Meek Mill song playing. Oh, phenomenal. And it's got Meek Mill mixed in with like Eye of the Tiger. It's just beautifully done. Hats off. Like I said, Creed, 5 out of 5. Phenomenal boxing movie. Should have been nominated way more. It's just great. You can see that Ryan Coogler has made gigantic leaps in between his movies. I cannot wait for Black Panther. He's probably making this. I mean, the way that it spoke about it is, I'm so excited. All right, folks. I'd like to thank you for joining me on this edition of Throwback Movie Review Creed. Let's get some more, guys. Until next time, folks. Good night, Ted.